I have always heard my mom say to my brother when he has want to give up college, she always tells him there's a great difference when someone dies to say so and so died that to say engineer so and so die or doctor so and so die. When I used to hear that, I used to laugh. But with time, I have understood the importance of having a degree that is more than just getting a title. Is because you need to gain knowledge and also preparation that will help you to have a better lifestyle. And also with your knowledge and experience you acquire in a field of studies, it will help you to make a difference in the world. Some of us had the opportunity to start working towards a degree at a young age. Others didn't have that opportunity because maybe lack of money or didn't have time to study because they needed to work or just study wasn't their thing. With time, it becomes harder to go back to college to finish. And as we get older, we get more responsibilities. Family comes and more hours of work come. So going back to college sometimes to finish your degree seems like impossible. That's why the best option for an adult is to get an online degree. Many adults have the desire to go to college, but they just don't have the time and the money. And for many other reasons, they can just not do it. Today, I will present you why getting an online degree is the best option to you to achieve your dream. When you think of online education, maybe the first thing that comes to your mind is that it's not something secure because it's something brand new. Well, if you're thinking that, it was something that I used to think too. You're wrong, like I was. Ryan Craig, the managing director at University Ventures, in an article in the magazine Forbes, explained that this of online education started long time ago, like about 125 years ago. That it was where the correspondence degree started, and it was like a pioneer, a higher education that was introduced by the University of London in the mid 19th century, reached mainstream America in the 1890s. So you can see it's something that started long ago, and it has been developing and becoming better with the technology that has come in these days. So we can see that is not something new. That is something that began years ago, and with time, it has improved its quality and capacity to meet the needs of every individual, especially those like you that are adults looking for that second chance to finish college. Some of the doubts that adults usually have to start an online degree is thinking that online education is not as effective as face to face classes. Let me tell you, I thought the same thing, but I was wrong. According to the US Department of Education, they did an analysis of more than 1,000 online learning studies, and they saw that online students tend to outperform classroom based more better in most disciplines than normal students. So you can see that really online education is very effective. Please don't think when you're about to make this step of trying online education, don't think like, oh, how bad it was that I didn't get the chance to go to college and get traditional education face to face, sitting down to listen the best teacher explain. Online education will provide of the same enriching experience and will help you be the best in your field of study if you work towards that. According to the Babson Survey Research Group, university and student participation in online education is at an all-time high. Even some of the largest and most prestigious universities now offer online degrees. So you see, if all these good universities are getting involved in online education, is because it's something that is worth it. Other of the doubts that can come to you as you look towards having an online degree is, will employees accept this? Studies indicate employees who are familiar with online degrees tend to view them more favorably, and more employees are getting acquainted with them now than ever before. And I can tell you, many of the online degrees that universities offers at the end when they send you your certificate or your degree, it doesn't indicate that it was online. So it can perfectly work for searching a job. Online degrees have so much benefits that are wonderful that I have enjoyed and hope you will have the opportunity to enjoy. Lila Romero, an online graduate student studying communication at Purdue University, in her article about online learning in the USA News, she summarized the benefits of online learning in her own experience. She said, in my mind, there are three unique academic advantages of online program. First, enhance class discussions. Second, the chance to improve virtual communication skills. And third, increase knowledge. So you can see these are three things that are very, very important. For example, in Chase class discussions, sometimes it's a little bit hard to open yourself and to discuss topics in classroom because maybe you can feel intimidated or you can be shy, or maybe, in class happens a lot of interruptions. So here in online education, it could be perfect because you don't have to do it face to face. So you can feel free to share anything you feel without feeling shy or feeling weird or afraid. And also, by getting used to use technology, technology is something that is so necessary in this time. So this will prepare you for your job and increase knowledge. It helps you to balance the time and to manage to work on those things that you feel that you need to work on, because when you're in on a traditional education and the teacher has to stop in things that you might know, but in that time you're not taking advantage of your time. But in online education, you can focus on those things you want to develop, and you don't have to work on those things that you already know. Sometimes we might ask ourselves, well, what about the discipline? Maybe going in my own pace, I will not develop my capacity as much. BYU Idaho University explains that an online degree program, it is as challenging as traditional education, and it is not a course to go on your own pace. You will work to you will work equivalent as what you do on campus. A skill that for me is the most important that you acquire as an online student is that you develop discipline, something that will benefit you your whole life, and that employees are seeking desperately in these days when we are losing that skill. And successful online students tend to be organized, self-starters who can complete their work without reporting to a traditional classroom. So really, online education prepares you to be independent and to be responsible and to make your education the most beneficial process if you want it. One of the greatest benefits that you're probably waiting for, you already heard many fascinating things, but we always ask ourselves, especially those with kids to support, how much will this cost me? That is one of the most incredible things about online learning. It will come out much cheaper. Your pocket is not going to suffer a lot. And adding to that, you won't have to spend money in gas also moving close to campus. So this gives you a lot of facilities. Many times we continue with traditions that are not necessarily bad, but that we can find better ways to do it. Traditional education is a great source that has been used for years, and that brings many benefits to our lives. But many times we stay with this because it's the way that has been done by everyone. But you can change that, especially those adults working with families. This will bring so much flexibility and save money and help you enjoy the process of learning. Online education is not the education of the future. It's the education of today, and it's the education for you and for me.